Me and Woody are on a road trip today. We just met up in Montpelier, Vermont, and going over and do a little scouting for deer in the Adirondacks. Don't know where yet, but we're heading that way. Well, we're making a little side trip here. I just called Larry Benoit, and we're going to swing in and see old Larry, see how he's doing. I'm sure he's got a story or two to tell us. We'll see what he says when we get there.
They sell that clover you salve and send them the money, they send you a gun. So I did that. And I've had that all them years. And she shoots like a master even to this day. I know, I take it out real often just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Outdoors here, shoot off my back porch.
The gun's been a long ways in the woods, huh? Some miles on that gun?
Yeah. Some history, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, got a lot of history, that little weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, it supplied the... Well, on the farm, we raised our meat anyway. But my dad was a hunter from the time he was born, so... He went out, and when he went out, he didn't shoot does, and he didn't shoot small bucks. My father went out, typical like that one right there.
Yeah. One of the big ones.
Yeah, and the one right over here. I know my oldest brother and I shot one in that year, and that was in 1951. And we thought maybe with, just by luck, maybe we got one bigger than Dad. If we'd have weighed ours in when we got it in, the first day, we don't know what it would have weighed. About 2 weeks later, when the hunt was over, we went down to Mackenzie's meat market and weighed it in. It weighed 270 or 275. I got a picture of it right here.
Yeah.
We caved in the front of my Mercury, busted the shackle springs underneath it, blew a tire. He was on the fender, then we put him on the stop and we caved that in. So I have no idea what he would have weighed when he was first.
Yeah.
The first day. That was an awful big deer, I know that. We were both young, full of piss and vinegar. And took us all day and half the night to get him out.
Yeah.
So we went up to see Dad. And so he surprised us and told us come on in the barn and see some new heifers I bought. Of course, don't honor him, I didn't care much about heifers in days. Once I got off the farm, I was done.
Yeah.
So we went into the barn and opened that little trap door he had just to get through the big doors, and I ran right into that. That deer there. That was my 290. Remember, that's a Vermont buck.
Yeah.
And that one there was a 295. I remember that deer just like it was yesterday. And I was 11 years old, 1935.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember it just like it was yesterday.
Was it around this area or further north?
Up north,
Up
Game
north.
Peak area.
Yeah.
That's where we were born. That's where Dad was born, up there in the foothills of J Peak.
Yeah.
At one time, he owned 1,500 acres up there. Half of it was on the J Peak side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he loved to hunt, trapper, blacksmith, and he didn't have no cabela's them days.
No.
Barn, cow belly, cow stinking on dungarees and a jacket,
Yeah.
pair of rubber boots, and he'd go hunting just like that. He always carried well, whatever he had. Dad was a dickerer. He never was satisfied with any one rifle. He had to try them all out. I remember years ago, he had two 30-06 Springfields he brought back from the First World War. One was a Norwegian Springfield, had peep sights on it. It was, because I worked on one a long time ago, and I lost track of what it really was.
Had a little straight case bullet.
Yeah, just about like that.
Yeah. No shoulder.
Neighbor
on
of
it.
mine down here's got one.
Yeah.
I had to repair for him, and then he died, and I guess his boy has got it now up to his place. Yeah, and Dad just had to have one. I told Dad, I said, you're not going to like it. Here, and I was just a kid. And I read a lot about that gun. They had no It didn't have no range to it to speak of, no killing power.
Right.
It will, a 22 will kill, so will that gun if you shoot in the right place. But Dad, he hunted the mountains. And I told him, you're not going to like that gun. Well, I didn't have movement to say. I remember in opening season, on the second or third day, he came in. He wanted to talk with. Him and his brother, they took right off from St. Albans down to Bushy's. I remember the name Bushy pretty well.
Yeah.
He come back with a 32 special, half magazine. Him and his brother both liked specials pretty well. But then again, pretty quick, he got rid of that and come back with a Model 8, 30 caliber,
Yeah.
Remington automatic. I got one over your head. I got two of them in the house.
Yeah.
And that was the most accurate rifle I ever fired in being an automatic, and never once did it jam. Both of the automatic Remingtons made, the 740 and 742, both were jammers. I
Yeah.
got both of those. Brand new one right over your head here. Somewhere up there. I think it's right there. About the second time it jammed, it got hung up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me 2 days to track down a buck that I nicked.
Yeah. They
Shot at
get,
him long range, and then he came right to me. Not no more than 50 yards away, and I watched him run. I didn't pay no attention to the gun. I thought, well, there's a shell in it. So when I brought it up, looked, and one sticking out. While the snow was, well, up to my knees. Them days we had snow. And so I hit the button. That slipped out of my hand, down into the snow. So I had to get that, and still looking at him. Nice buck. And dug around and finally got that, and then I ejected it to get the shell out of it. Put it back together again, ejected again, but then he was galloping. Took me another whole day to get him, the next day. So that's when I decided that I wasn't going to shoot that thing again. So I hung it up. That was an accurate rifle too.
yeah. They used to get snow down in the forearm, and then it would freeze and make a little ice. It just wouldn't jack the shell.
There was something really serious wrong with them. They never found out. I know I got a book on it.
Yeah.
And they never found out what was the problem. I was over to Remington Arms quite a few times in Ilion, New York, and they just didn't have an answer to it. Even when the new ones come out, they had problems with them. New ones that come out in 011, 010, and 011, and 012. I had a guy bring one to me, brand new one, jam it. I told him, send it back to the factory. Get rid of it, do something with it. So, I don't know if he did or not, but I didn't have no use for him. I hunted with that 30. Oh, I don't know how many years I hunted with that, just because I felt like hunting with it. I even took it to Ontario with me.
Yeah.
And the day I went to Ontario, I hunted all day for this one particular buck I knew was in that area. Didn't see him. He was in front of me, but I didn't see him. You know how it is out there.
Yeah.
So next day I said, well, I'll take my .6, get into the brush and see if I can play with him. Well, I never found him until I circled the pond. I was over here first. Nothing came through in that area, so I circled the pond. I got over there, two of them come out while I was walking around it. So they just headed up. And there's a little bit of snow on the ground. I didn't even wait to change my boots. I wanted to get out there, and I hunted a lot like this.
Yeah.
Always wash my feet pretty good. Get wet to my knees.
Yeah.
Anyway, I followed that buck for quite a while. He had another buck with him, and this one here, that's the one I got. And he was a hooker. And he was hooking those pinch areas. You know how they stink.
Yeah.
I could smell it right in front of me. And my knee went, well, the knee was giving me some problems. This was in '04. And so I was taking my time following up that ridge like that. They come to a fork. He went one way, and the other one went this way. So I followed this one because I've been there before. I knew what it did. It opened right up on top. And I'm standing there. I'm looking off down to that area there, to see if I could see that one. All of a sudden I looked over, not no more than 40 feet away from me. Here was this one, just walking right along. Not any further to my stove. So I took my .6 and I go, cop, bang! Never touched him. You know what was in it? 270.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Second shot, got him when he was running, and I cleaned his neck right out. I got a picture of it over there. I cleaned his neck right out, and he only just run a little ways and piled up.
Yeah.
But I went back looking for that cartridge. I found the second shop, but I did not find the first one. I went back 2-3 years in a row looking for it. Still never found it. See how badly I hit his neck?
Oh yeah. Oof.
Yeah, he was a big deer.
Yeah. Would you have some of Lanny's ammo with you?
No,
270s?
no. Well, no, I got a 272.
Oh, you
over
do?
head.
Oh yeah.
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 I take both guns with me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good buck. I had an awful time getting him out.
It's a good problem to have, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he weighed 255. Weighed him in that same night and got him out.
Yeah.
And, well, it's a common mistake. I took the bull out, put it into my jacket, and got back into my truck, swapped belts. The next day, went out, took my out six. Of course, in my pocket was out sixes. So I slipped it in the magazine, and that's the first one that was in it.
Yeah.
Which was just shot right off sideways. I knew I had done it. I knew that he was dead meal right there,
Yeah.
close as that. I think to myself, you don't deserve it.
Did you go to Ontario last fall?
No, I haven't been since, let's see, 09.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Gonna try to make it again?
Oh, I will probably. Then again, I don't know. I mean, there's so many people going out there now that
Yeah.
in those areas where I like to hunt, there's a lot of them gone into them areas. And I didn't hunt just one place. You know, I went out in 06 and 07 with the boys because they needed a
Yeah.
dad for a change to help with their video.
Yeah.
And so I got 2 good ones that year, did 2 years. And then 09, Lane and I went out. I didn't do anything in 08 because that's when Mrs. Benoit was ill.
Right.
That's when I lost her.
Right.
Yeah, right in November.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. It was too
Yep.
bad. Yeah. But I don't think now, from what I'm hearing, out in that Kenora area, not as many people are going anymore. There's less people, probably the economy, the gas. There's less deer now out there too. You probably noticed that. I don't know if you did the last time. The last few years.
Well,
the deer
09 we had trouble.
Yeah.
We found later on in the season when it was pretty near ending. I got one. I went out. I went down the lake of the Woods
Yeah.
and got one down there. And the rest of the time, Blaine and I spent. We had new snow and everything. You could not find a big buck track.
Yeah.
You found a lot of small ones. You could, you know. I
Yeah.
didn't go out there and just bring home something like this.
Yeah. That area got hit pretty hard. We never really hunted out that way. We hunt back the other way, east a little bit more. And we found there isn't so many hunters, so it makes it a little more fun, you know.
I don't know. When I'd go to town, I was up there around, what do they call it, Vanilla Bay.